my name is Alcina Chen, and today I want to discuss a problem with you. Yep, as you might not notice, we're surrounded by problems every day, but some aren't just loud enough for us to hear. I call these silent problems. Silent problems may not make news headlines, they may not be noticed by a lot of people, but they exist everywhere and it's happening every day. One example would be homelessness. Another example would be corruption. But what I'm going to talk about today is more close to our lives and our hearts. Animals. Well, more specifically, animal cruelty on farms for obtaining furs. So this January, I was walking the streets of New York City, just really looking forward to see Broadway and Times Square. And it was a really chilly day. Then I just happened to see a group of middle-aged men and women wearing dirty fur coats, splattered with blood, holding posters with horrible pictures of dead, skinless animals and bold words. I was scared at first because those people literally looked like barbarians, and they dressed like they just walked out from a battlefield. And my aunt was grabbed by this one lady who just came up to her and said, "Miss, you shouldn't have bought this," because my aunt was wearing this fake fur jacket, and my aunt she was freaked out, and she explained that it wasn't real, and she hurried past. And these people were shoving flyers into people's hands, and I was really hurt to see them, and I was even more hurt to see those people with flyers just walk around the corner and throw the flyers into the trash cans. And I dazed into this one lady's intense gaze, and then I landed on an animal farm. I went into a farm of chinchillas. Rows of tiny wire mesh cages, stacked 4 in width and 25 in length, was where the prisoners were held. Chinchillas, although naturally not wild animals, peer through the holes of the wire and stare at the stack of pelts on a far away wall. They must be wondering why the skin that's similar to theirs is hanging helplessly, lifelessly, and hopelessly on the wall. They must be wondering what their fate would be like. They must not have guessed that maybe in a few days, or maybe in an hour, it would be theirs that would be hanging on the wall. So, how did this all start? I was fortunate enough to have a chat with Mr. Eric J. Dolan, the author of the book Fur, Fortune and Empire, in which he mentioned that the start of fur trade in America traced back to the Indians. When I asked what the driving force behind their action was, when it was not easy to trap an animal and one has to go through a really complicated process of skinning and cleaning the fur, Mr. Dolan laughed and said, "Well, it was definitely not an easy process, and it was dangerous, but the Indians still did it because it was profitable." Profit. That is the word that the world is evolving around. It is fascinating yet dangerous word. Every trade involves profit. Every human decision is based on gaining of something in return. But probably the Indians didn't know that their little profit with the European strangers started a vicious cycle where people now from around the world use contemptible means to obtain the nature-friendly fur they wear around their waist. So, if profit is humans' most distinctive and indestructible nature, does that mean animal fur trade is inevitable? And why do we even care about animal fur trade? Well, let's think about this. Imagine someday your dear pet, your puppy or kitten, went outside and never comes back again. And some other day, you see its fur hanging on one of the racks in, I don't know, Macy's, with a price tag of $800. What would you think? then you think about how much pain it must have been through, how you can see the agony in its eyes, and how you two had wonderful times together in your childhood by that tree. That's when you realize that this is a serious problem. Here are just some pictures of the animals in farms. Warned you, it will be a little bit gory because when I did my research, it turned my stomach inside out every time. So as you can see, the living conditions of these animals are horrible. Yelling on the streets of New York City won't change the way that the farmers treat their prey, but if the government makes animal cruelty illegal, probably not as many people would want to risk their lives to treat the animals as they are now. Petitioning to outlaw animal cruelty and mistreatment for any profitable means would be the closest to the best way of exterminating the problem. I know petitioning sounds a little bit too broad and vague right now, but we can always contribute to the pool of effort through many small things, like doing a TED Talk or presenting a public speech. Addressing this issue will also help attracting people's attention and thus being educated. Also, teaming up with influential people will grab more people's attention to care about this issue. Like in the advertisement, they invite famous people to present their product. I think we can do that too. We can invite celebrities to ask them to address this issue and show people that they are already in action of helping things out. In fact, some of the celebrities are already in action. As you can see here, Chloe already took things into public defending way. This is fake fur, of course, and not cursing. Celebrities are just silently fighting back. Another effortless way we can help is stop buying fur products. Although one person stop buying fur wouldn't stop fur farms from producing more furs, but if words are spread around and most people boycott this product, farmers will not find this industry profitable and will quit. And how we can do that? We can always voice ourselves through public parade and campaigns. Joining one of the organizations addressing this issue to explore more programs and participate in it will also be a way to start rejecting fur and protecting animals. A person once said, "The earth without human could survive after 50 years, but the earth with only human would collapse over the course of 50 years. Can we live without furs? Definitely. Can we live without animals and nature? I fear not." Thank you.